Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear boy?
Alhamdulillah, I am doing well. Respected Sheikh, I am planning to travel to some countries, specifically to Central Asia, to learn how people live there and to understand their culture. My journey will last about 15 days. Before the trip, I came to you to receive advice regarding my religion.
MashaAllah. May Allah make your journey safe and full of blessings. Our lesson today will be about the duration of wiping over the Khuffs, Masah. Most of the jurists are of the opinion that the duration of Masah for a muqim, a resident, is 1 day and 1 night, that is, 24 hours. As for the traveler who is on a journey of at least 90 kilometers, the duration is 3 days and 3 nights, that is, 72 hours. What do you think? From which point does the time of Masah start?
You know best, dear teacher, but with your permission, I would assume that the time of Masah begins from the moment we put on the Khuffs.
The Khuffs are put on after performing Wudu, but the duration of Masah begins from the moment Wudu is first broken. For example, someone performs Wudu at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, washing their feet, and then their Wudu breaks at 5 in the evening. So the counting starts from that moment, not from when the Khuffs were put on. A hadith narrated by Ali, radiyallahu anhu, confirms the duration of Masah. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, informed us that the time limit for Masah is 3 days and 3 nights for a traveler, and 1 day and 1 night for a resident. A person who is a resident, if he goes on a journey, will then follow the rulings of a traveler. If, during the same day, a traveler who did Masah reaches his destination and becomes a resident, then the Masah ends. He must now remove the Khuffs and wash his feet.
So if I understood correctly, if I'm a resident and for some reason I travel to another city, then the ruling of a traveler applies to me, meaning not 24 hours, but 72 hours? And if I'm a traveler and return to my city, then if the 72 hours have passed, I just need to remove the Khuffs and wash my feet? I don't need to perform full wudu again?
If a person performs wudu by wiping over Khuffs and then removes them, it is sufficient to just wash the feet. There is no need to repeat the entire wudu. If a Muslim performs full wudu by washing the feet, puts on the Khuffs, and later decides to remove them for some reason, he does not need to wash his feet again. His wudu remains valid, as long as nothing has occurred that invalidates it.
Respected Sheikh, could you please tell me, what actions invalidate the wiping over the Khuffs?
The Masah becomes invalid in the following cases. Everything that breaks wudu also breaks Masah. So if the time limit hasn't ended yet, you can simply renew your wudu and perform Masah again over the Khuffs or bandage. States that require ghusl, such as major impurity, janaba, menstruation, or postpartum bleeding, all of these invalidate the Masah. Therefore, the feet must be washed. It is narrated that the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, allowed travelers to wipe over their Khuffs for 3 days and 3 nights, except in the case of janaba. Expiration of the Masah period. In this case, if the wudu is still valid, it is enough to just wash the feet. There is no need to repeat the whole wudu. However, if the time of Masah has ended, and washing the feet might cause harm, like in extreme cold, then one may continue doing Masah over the footwear.
Thank you, respected Sheikh. As always, I learned so much about my religion. Dear viewers, I hope you also found the topic of Masah and Khuffs beneficial. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends and family.